Hey, we had an all-time high.
We did, didn't we?
We
67.
did.
Almost
67, man.
67.
Did
So
you see that coming?
yeah, I said where it was like, it was overbought from fundamentals, but like the momentum was strong and I thought we'd break it. I said would was bullish. We went all-time highs. And did come back, which was what was expected. I didn't think it would come back and smash through the, below 60. So that was a surprise, but it definitely was. It's so overbought right now. It's crazy. But having said that, we know why the price rallied. The ETF, and it's an interesting one because the ETF is. People are now, we've got now these long-term investors that are now buying futures instruments through the ETF. So that's kind of thrown everything out of whack. Like you can typically futures is a trading instrument, and now it's also a long-term investment instrument. So it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of find the new balance with how it sits from on-chain. Normally you see it on-chain, they're buying, they're moving it off to cold storage, and you can guarantee that that's more of a longer-term investment. Now you've got like a lot of derivatives being bought by ETFs holders. So yeah, but using the old balance, like the price shouldn't be anywhere near the 60s. It should be in the mid 50s or even lower. But yeah, it's hard to tell right now because the ETFs has changed the balance of the whole ecosystem, and we'll wait and see. But I do think it was overbought. Now it's sort of consolidating, so it's good. I'm not in any kind of concern that the thing's gonna break down here. Like there's decent buying support, fundamental buying support. So just biding our time, really.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that because you were surprised it dropped down to below 60, but you also were surprised we went up to that
No,
high.
I thought we'd go up. I thought we
Oh.
might even go as high as 70. I thought like momentum's strong. We'll break all-time highs. We'll go up, probably test a fib. But went as high as 67. It exhausted, and then it came back down. I thought it would kind of come back down. I actually thought it would go maybe as high as 70 and then come back and test like 63, that sort of region where was a resistance, and then sort of bounce its way back up. But it smashed through and went down into the 58s, and I think part of that was everyone started leveraging up, so the leverage traders started to pile in and go degen long, and whenever you see that, it's just disaster because too much money on the table to take them out. And so we're going to go through this, same old purge the leverage. And, like if you looked at the funding rates, the degen traders, the noobs, they tend to be trading on Bybit, and Bybit was like ridiculously long in terms of their funding rate. And the pros which trade on FTX and Deribit, they were very like muted and even negative. Like on FTX, it even got into shorting. So whenever you see that happens, it's pretty obvious what is most likely going to happen, which is the noobs are going to get wrecked by the pros. So it's just there's a bunch of things. There's room for downside. There was definitely a lot of room for downside, and then the people belonging were very much punished. Open value, open interest, like the amount of like derivative contracts in play is still very, very high. So you kind of expect a bit of volatility right now. But yeah, overall, I think it's macro super bullish, right? It's really bullish macro. It's just these small, within a week or two kind of gains. The games that the people play are sort of whipsawing a bit around. But yeah, the picture is absolutely beautiful. Panning out to next year, it's like I have no doubt that we're going to break 100,000 in the next run. There's so much like coins scooped up off the market by long-term holders that have held for more than 5 months, and so it's really setting up really nicely for another bull run. I'm not sure how long that's going to go, but like definitely multiple months from now. First quarter looks really good. May run into the second quarter. I'm not sure.
Well, I was with somebody yesterday. I'm not going to name them, but it's somebody we both know, and they said they're a cycle maximalist. I said, "What do you mean?" They're like, "I believe the cycle pretty much plays out the same every 4 years." He says. I said, "What do you mean by that?"
Yeah.
He
Well, that
said-
deadline's kind of Christmas, isn't it?
The deadline's January, I think.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll wait and see. Very little chance from the fundamental setup right now.
Well, listen to what he said. He
Yeah.
said he thinks that Bitcoin is going to challenge gold. It's going to challenge gold market cap. I was like, that's a 10x from here. He's like, yeah. Well, it's a 9x, I think. I was like, you think it could go up to 500,000 by January? He said, yep. I think it will. And then I think we'll get another 70-80% retrace. I was like, huh. Well, I'm talking to Willy tomorrow. I'm going to ask him because I don't see that.
Is this one of these guys with the name Parabolic in their name?
Nope. I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you offline after the call.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, I mean, the first part I think is quite correct, is that we are challenging gold and Bitcoin, because gold's financial cap is 40% of its total cap. What is gold right now? Is it 12 trillion?
I think it's 10 trillion.
10, 12, yeah. It's had a bad year. So that's only $4 trillion. Bitcoin's comfortably above 1 trillion, right? So it's only a 4x from here to essentially challenge gold as a financial instrument. Like all the gold stored in bank vaults to hedge inflation, war, that sort of stuff is only $4 trillion worth of asset base.
No, I think he meant the market cap, the 10 trillion market cap.
The total, the jewelry and
Yeah.
the industrial, all that sort of stuff. Okay, yeah, that's I mean, that's got to go. It's got to go apeshit. But I don't know. Anything can happen. I think a lot's got to do with fiat, how whether or not inflation, kicks in hard, like Jack Dorsey is a fervent believer of. So we'll see. A lot of this stuff is just guessing. I think.
Yeah,
Absolute price targets is guessing.